everybody. Today I'm going to tell you the tale of the Baltimore wedding. Ooh. Well, my oldest brother was getting married, and we never thought this day would come. We thought he was going to be a bachelor for life, okay? But somehow he landed himself a beautiful, successful, intelligent woman, and we were thrilled. Shocked, but thrilled. So the whole family, extended family, gets it together. We're all going out to Baltimore for this wedding in February. Well, it just so happens that that was the weekend of the huge Baltimore blizzard. Everything was closed. Roads were closed. Airports were closed. I mean, it's like they'd never seen snow before. It was crazy. So my flight was canceled. My kids and I were going to fly out on Thursday. My husband was going to fly out on Saturday. My parents were stuck in Pennsylvania. So the original plan was that I was going to send my kids to school Thursday because I'm a good parent and I didn't want them to miss too much school. So they were going to go to school in the morning and then we were going to leave for the airport. Well, thank goodness our flight was canceled because that morning I get a ring phone call from the school saying, there's been an accident in gym class. I'm like, oh, what happened? Did Aurora get hit with a hockey stick again? Yeah. She had a gash under her eye, bloody, swollen, bruised. Man, I'm like, we have a wedding that we are going to this weekend. A huge family, other than me, the only other sibling to be getting married. Okay, huge deal. And now her whole face, it was crazy. It's like I should have put a mask over it, like freaking Phantom of the Opera. I mean, it was just a disaster. Okay, so we spent the whole afternoon in the ER, so thank goodness that we didn't have to catch a flight. We would have missed it. We would have missed it. So that was the start of this wonderful weekend, okay? Then, next morning, 4 a.m., we're at the airport. That was the original day my husband was going to fly out, so we couldn't get on his flight. He couldn't get on our flight, even though there was plenty of seats on both planes. Thank you very much, Southwest. So I'm on the flight with my two kids. Okay, we take off. I'm like, oh, we're actually going to get there. I was, we're a little battered, but we were going to get there. All of a sudden, Mom, I look over, and my daughter's nose is bleeding. Okay, we just took off. The seatbelt sign's on, so I start digging around in my pockets because there is always a Kleenex somewhere. Okay, maybe slightly used, but in an emergency, it'll do, right? Everybody has that. So I'm in coat pockets, pant pockets, looking through my bags. I find one, and I give it to her, and she's, trying to stop it up. I'm like, okay, what are we going to do? I can't get up. Seatbelt sign is on. So I'm looking around, and I see one of the barf bags. Okay, I have 3 seats. There's only one. So I grab it, and I go to open it, and I freeze. And my kids are looking at me, what? I pull out my hand, and it is wet. Oh, yeah. The bag had been used. So I don't want to look down. And I'm like, please don't be puke. Please don't be puke. Please don't be puke. It wasn't puke, thank goodness. But it was tobacco spit. So some jerk-off decided it would be fun to chew his tobacco, spit his juice in one of these barf bags, and neatly tuck it unwrapped, just like it had been unused, in the pocket. For some unsuspecting person, and when you're reaching for one of those bags, it's usually because it's some kind of emergency. So the last thing you want to do in an emergency situation is grab one of those bags and find out that it's been used. Uncool, okay? Uncool. So I'm sitting there with my hand out like it's diseased, okay? My daughter's bleeding over there. Seatbelt sign's on, so I'm trying to decide what to do. Okay, push the button for the stewardess, flight attendant, whatever. She comes by, and I got my hand up, and I explained to her the situation. She takes the bag and says, I'm sorry, and walks away. Not to return. I waited. I'm like, okay, she's coming back with, like, some Kleenex or another bag or something. No. I turn around, she's back there. She buckled herself back in, and I'm sitting there thinking, oh, my gosh. So I go rogue, okay? I go rogue, and I undo the seatbelt, and I get up, and I bolt to the back. I didn't want them to think I'm rushing to the cockpit or something. I didn't need that kind of drama, okay? I had enough happening. So I go to the back, shut the door before they can, get to me and tell me to sit back down. So I wash my hand, even though I've seen those exposés and I know that that water in the airplanes aren't the cleanest. But I figured, okay, water that might not be 100% filtered, or this somebody's nasty tobacco spit on my hands. So I wash my hands, get my Kleenex. Of course, over the little intercom while I'm in there, please do not move about the cabin when the seatbelt sign is illuminated. Okay, I know you're talking to me, people, but I'm already in the bathroom. Okay, so I get out, I'm accosted, to get back to my seat, and I look over at the stewardess and I say, listen, this is what's happening, and then okay, they let me go back to my seat. I didn't get ticketed for bad behavior on the airplane or anything. So I get down and I take care of that situation. Okay, so finally we arrive in Baltimore, right? Everybody who was going to get there was going to get there. My parents got there okay, all excited. We wake up the next morning, day of the wedding. I'm happy, I'm smiling, and then I hear, Mom, I don't feel so good. Yeah. My daughter, the one with the eye and the nose, sick. She's in the bathroom getting sick. We have appointments, hair, everybody's going to get ready. I'm doing a reading. They're bringing up the gifts. Nothing is close to each other. There's the hotels 45 minutes away from the church. The church is another half an hour from the reception. Luckily, by the afternoon, she was feeling better. Not great. Okay, I don't want letters. I know I'm not a great parent, okay, but we took her anyway. Okay, we isolated her in the bathroom, and we kept her away from everybody. But what else were we going to do? We're in Baltimore. Everybody braved the blizzard to get here, okay? So, we got there, made it through everything. Thank goodness my sister-in-law's didn't go bridezilla on me. She let me, keep her in the bride's back room during the reception and everything. Very wonderful woman. But I was exhausted, okay? Of course, the day after the wedding, we wake up, it's time to leave, and everybody's fine. Okay, except for the big bruises and everything, which didn't go away for quite a while. Everybody was healthy, and I was exhausted by the end of that. Exhausted. But if there's one thing that you're going to take away from this, I want it to be this. If you're in an airplane, don't grab the barf bag, okay? Don't grab it and don't open it. Thorough examination, okay? I suggest you kind of survey everything before you get started, okay? Make sure you have one. Maybe check it out so that in case of an emergency, you know where you can go. Don't wait for the emergency to happen, grab the bag, and find yourself in the same situation I was in, okay? So a little airline safety tip for you there. Have a great day.